Last weekend, my family decided to have one of our semi-annual get-togethers, the kind where everyone brings a dish and we pretend that Aunt Linda's potato salad isn't just chopped potatoes floating in mayonnaise. My Uncle Dave, however, arrived with the swagger of a man who had just discovered the secret to eternal youth, or in his case, the world's spiciest chili. He spent the first half hour boasting about how his Inferno Express chili was so good it could win any contest, while simultaneously scaring my cousin Tim into wearing latex gloves just to hold the serving spoon. Things started off innocently enough. The first few bites were met with polite nods and watery smiles, the kind you give when someone insists you try their gluten-free, sugar-free, taste-free brownies. But soon, things escalated. My dad started sweating so much that his glasses slid off his nose into his bowl. Aunt Linda claimed she could see through time, and little Tim attempted to douse his tongue in a glass of milk, only to discover it was skim and thus utterly useless. Uncle Dave, meanwhile, sat back and grinned, basking in the chaos like a Bond villain at a chili cook-off. Then, just as my niece began reciting what we assumed were her last words, the smoke alarm went off. At first, we chalked it up to Aunt Linda's annual attempt at garlic bread, but when actual smoke started billowing from the kitchen, panic set in. Moments later, the fire department burst through the door, hoses at the ready, only to find a table of red-faced, glassy-eyed relatives desperately fanning their mouths and chugging ranch dressing straight from the bottle. The lead firefighter paused, surveyed the scene, and asked if we'd tried calling poison control before dialing 911. As Uncle Dave sheepishly offered them a bowl of his now infamous chili, the fire chief shook his head and said, "Sorry, sir, we're not trained to handle 5 alarms of that magnitude. Next time, just serve water with a side of chili, not the other way around."